Hi everyone, welcome back to session 2 of this Fusion training session. I'm going to get right back into the contacts tab. It consists of the inquiries, office contacts, private contacts and referrals you can ignore. Let's go into office contacts. This section here is going to display all of the contacts in your office. At the moment yours is going to be empty because it's a new office, but as your database starts growing you'll be able to see all of your contacts on this page. Same layout as the listing page, where it has the filters on the left, it has the radio buttons as well as the advanced filters button. Okay, so to create a new contact you would click on create new contact. Search to see if the person exists in your office because you don't want to create duplicates. We're going to ignore that one. Click on create new contact, and now you start populating the office, the contact form. So you type in the person's name, the person's surname, ID number, their role. They could be a buyer from private property, but they could also be a tenant. Okay, so your contacts can have multiple roles. You can also add in their personal information. And this section here, the matching criteria, this is what they are interested in. So let's say that this person is a buyer and the area that they're interested in is Besonia. So I start typing in the suburb Besonia. Fusion displays the province, the area and the suburb that they're interested in. Okay, so Besonia is under Johannesburg. I'm going to select Besonia and Besonia Estate. But now because Gareth is interested in a house in Besonia, I'm going to assume that he's also interested in the surrounding suburbs as well. So I type in Glen Vista. And once again, to add the suburbs, all you do is click on their names and they will be added to the area picker. Once you've added all of these suburbs that the client is interested in, click on close. You then enter the price range that the person is interested in and you populate the form, the number of bedrooms that they're interested in. I know that Besonia and Glen Vista are residential areas and he's interested in a house. These are all of the property types that we have. And then you have your bathrooms, open parking, garages, etc. Click on create. So now you have created a contact card for this new buyer with their personal information. You can see that the layout is the same as a listing where it's got the different sections with the buttons to the right, the matching criteria, which is what he's interested in. And admins, if you are creating contact cards on behalf of your agents, the agent permission section here, once again you need to select the agent's name that the contact belongs to. Select his name on the left and on the right. If you only select the name on the left, it means that when the agent logs into their profile, they will only be able to view this contact. If you select their name on the right as well, the introduced by person is the person that owns the contact and they will be able to edit the information as well. If you share contacts in your office, then you would click on the share with office checkbox and your contact will be shared with everybody in the office. You would have your referral section. Don't worry about that. You won't be dealing with referrals just yet. And then once again, you've got the activity log, same as in the listing, and you've got the notes section as well. So that is how you create a contact in your office. As I showed you that you can match listings to contacts, you can also match contacts to listings. So if I select my contact that I want to match, you can see the matching criteria. What Fusion is going to do is it's going to go into the listing section and it's going to pull through all listings that have got the same criteria. So if I click on match, let's see how many listings have matched. Okay, 2 listings have matched this contact. To send these listings in a brochure format via email, you click on select match, email selected. Admins, if you are sending these emails on behalf of agents, this is where you would select the agent name. Update the marketing splurb, click on send, and now this buyer is going to receive these 2 listings via email in a brochure format. What I also want to show you about office contacts is to pull reports on your contacts. So for listings, I showed you the listing report is under deals reports, but to pull reports on your contacts, you would remain under the office contacts tab. So you would select advanced filters, pull report. These are the different filters that we have. Once again, I'm going to select 2 bedrooms. When I click on apply filters, it's going to take me back to the contact page and display all of the contacts that are looking for 2 bedrooms. If I want to print a report on these, I click back on advanced filters and I scroll to the bottom of the page, and this is where I select the columns that I would like to include in my report. I then have the option to download a CSV, or I can just print the report. Okay, so this report, they are updating the report to display in the same way as the listing stock report, and that should go live next year. Inquiries. When a client goes onto a portal and there's a listing that they are interested in, they click on Contact Agent, they send an email to that agent, and a copy of that email is saved under the inquiry section. What you do with these inquiries is you check to see if the person that sent the inquiry already exists in your office as a contact. If they do exist, you're basically going to copy and paste the inquiry onto their contact card, and if they don't exist, then you're going to create them as a new contact, as a new lead in your office. For the inquiries, there's the option management in your office needs to make a decision on who's going to process the inquiries. So either the admin can process the inquiries, or the agents have also got access to processing their own inquiries. Okay, so the layout is the same. Filters on the left, radio buttons, advanced filters button as well. So my first example is I'm going to show you if the contact already exists in my office. So I'm clicking on Simi. It displays Simi's inquiry on the top of the page, and in the contact matching, what Fusion does here is it goes into your office contact section and it searches name, email address, and telephone number to see if this person exists in the office. As you can see, Simi does exist. It's the same name, email address, and telephone number. So all you would do is click on Match Contact. It's now copied and pasted this inquiry onto Simi's contact card, and if I click on Simi's name, it opens up the contact card, and if I scroll down, you can see that the inquiry has been pasted into a contact card. So if Simi sends through 5 more inquiries on 5 different listings, all I keep doing is I keep clicking on Match Contact, and those inquiries will all be pasted under one another on Simi's contact card. Okay, so I've shown you the one example, which is if the person that sent the inquiry exists in your office. If the person does not exist in your office, so Mo's inquiry, this is his inquiry, and Fusion has gone to check the name, email address, and telephone number, and Mo doesn't exist in my office. For your agents, if your agents are going to be processing the inquiries, what I suggest is that they click on Create New Contact. They get onto the phone, they contact Mo, and they find out exactly what Mo is interested in, and they can add in the matching criteria. If your admins are going to process the inquiries, what I suggest is that they create a contact card from the listing that the person inquired about. So what you do is take note of where the source came from, right-click and open the listing on a new page. You then click on Create New Contact. So it's pulled through the details that the person entered on the inquiry. You want to know what role they are, so click into the listing. It's a sale listing, so you know that they are a buyer and it came from own website. It's added the personal information that the person has entered, and now your matching criteria, this information you get from the listing that they inquired about. So you have a look at the suburb, you have a look at the property type, you have a look at the property price and the features, and you create the contact card based on the listing that the person inquired about. Once you've added in all of this information, you click on Create. You've now created a contact from the inquiry, and admins, if you are processing these on behalf of your agents, go down to agent permissions. You can see that this listing does belong to normal agent, but once again, just a reminder, if their name is only added on the left, then they are only able to edit, to view the contact. They aren't able to edit the contact. So if you would like them to edit the contact information as well, please be sure to select the name on the right hand side as well. And if you scroll down, you can see that the inquiry has been pasted into the contact card. Okay, so inquiries you create if the person already exists in the office. You basically copy and paste the inquiry onto their contact card. And if the person doesn't exist, then you create a new contact card for that person. Be sure to update the agent name. And the main decision here that needs to be made is whether the admins are going to process the inquiries or the agents themselves. For private contacts, it's in your profile agent permissions. Let me just show you. Private contacts over here. If your agents create contacts in their private contacts tab, admins and managers do not have access to that information. Nobody has access to that information, only the agent that created that contact. So if you would like to hide that tab away, then you would simply select on no. You would create a deal once an OTP has been signed on a listing, and the deal section is used to send communication to your attorneys and your bond consultants. It should be the only way that you communicate with your attorneys and your bond consultants. You should not use your email client at all. For example, Outlook. You should only use Fusion to communicate with your attorneys and bond consultants. That all communication is saved in one place. It should also be the central place where you store all of your documents. We understand that you need original documents of the paperwork when it comes to a bond registration or a registration of a property, but you can keep soft copies on Fusion, and it's so much easier to just log into a deal and have all your communication with all parties in your deal displaying in one place, as well as all of your soft copies in one place, okay, instead of rummaging through your archived files, for example. You'll see that the display is the same, where you have your filters to the left, you've got your radio buttons, you've also got the key at the bottom of the page explaining these cute little icons that I will explain as we go along, and you can filter further as well. Okay, so to create a new deal, you click on the big yellow button. You have the option to create a deal from a listing that already exists in the listing section, or to create a deal manually. I suggest that you don't use this manual option. We created that option because sometimes agents arrive in the office and they say, I've just sold a property without even marketing the property, which means that no listing exists. If that does happen, what I suggest you do for data purposes is create the listing anyway. You don't have to publish it through to the different portals. You can create it and mark it as sold, and then you come to the deal section and you will be able to create the deal from the listing that already exists. This page here only displays 10 listings. If you don't find the listing here, not to worry, you simply type in the address of the listing here in the search box until you find it. I'm going to use 87 Balboa. Click on Create from Listing. You then have the option to create a new deal or a commission slip. A new deal would be if the property was sold in your office and is managed by your office, so an internal deal, I would call it. And then a commission slip would be if the property was sold in another agency and perhaps one of your agents were the referral agent. I call them internal deals and external deals for commission slips. So I'm going to create a new deal. Because I've created it from a listing, you can see that the address has pulled through from the listing. You are able to edit the information if need be. Add in this detail if you have it. We do know that the attorneys do the property checks on their side, but it's always better to have more data in your office and send more data to your attorney. Click on Create. And then you'll find that it's the same layout as the listing. The listing page will be going to work from top to bottom, And you can see that it's split into the different sections, and we're going to work from left to right. First section displays the address of the property. The date of sale is the date that the OTP was signed. The seller details have pulled through from the listing. If need be, you can add another seller detail. I'm going to add my buyer. You will find that you will not be able to, once you've added your sellers and tenants to listings and sellers and buyers to a deal, once you've added them, you'll find that you aren't able to edit this information. Reason being, Chanel could be associated to 5 different listings and 5 different deals. So instead of us asking you to log into 5 listings and editing the information 5 times and editing the information in deals as well, we ask you to go to the office contact section, find the seller or buyer or the contact there, edit their information, and when you click on save and you come back to the listing on the deal, you'll find that those details will have populated to wherever that person is in the listings or deals. Selling agent has pulled through from the listing. You can edit if need be. Upload sale agreement. On this capture page, you're only able to upload one document, which is the OTP. Click on upload sale agreement. Find where you have saved this agreement on your computer. Click on upload, and you will find that it will be saved under the Documents tab. For all other documents that you need to upload, your FICA documents, your certificates, your attorney letters, etc., etc., you would upload them under the Documents tab. Exactly the same way, you would click on Upload New Document, browse, find where you've saved the document, and click on Upload. If I can suggest that you do not scan all of the documents as one scan, because that defeats the purpose. Scan each document as an individual document, and it will be a lot easier for you to download the documents that you need. To download, you simply click on the document name and the document downloads. Okay, so all documents that need to be uploaded on the Documents tab. Okay, so we can see that we've uploaded the sale agreement, financial details, that's self-explanatory. And then we get to the commission table. This commission table does not need to be complete in order for you to send it through to the attorney and bond consultant, but it is mandatory that this commission table is completed because all reports pulled use the data that is added onto these commission tables. Right, so it's super easy. When you click on Add Sales Commission Paid by Seller, it pulls through the seller name from the top of the deal, and you can then add in the percentage amount, or you can add in the rand amount. Okay, so it works it out for you. And whether VAT is applicable or not. Click on Save. You then add whether an external agent was involved in the deal. If an external agent was involved, you click on the link. The system asks you to search if this person is a Fusion user. If you find them, you simply click on their name, change their role and add in the percentage or the rand amount. If you don't find them, click on Create New Agent, type in all of the information. When you click on Create, another commission entity the same as Brian's will be created, and you do the same. You update the role and you add in the percentage amount or the rand amount. Royalty off the top deduction. This commission entity should appear when you create a deal. If you find that your first deal that you've created, because I know that you need to backdate all of your deals to October 2015 at least. If you create a deal and you find that this royalty off the top deduction does not appear, please contact Fusion support and let them know what the percentage is so that they can add it to your office. You can't add it to your office, only Fusion support can do it. And for managers, you have the option to display the royalty amount on your commission table, but you also have the option to not display the royalty amount. So although it does not display, it will still be deducted from the commission. So please, I don't want you to create 100 deals and then find that your royalty off the top deduction commission entity doesn't appear, because then you're going to have to edit those 100 deals. So please, it's very, very important that when you create your first deal, that this royalty off the top deduction commission entity appears. Then from remaining commission downwards, from here downwards, these amounts need to tally up to 100%. And you'll find that when it adds up to 100%, the yellow row is updated to green. So I would click on the agent involved, add in the percentage amount or the rand amount, and then I'm going to add office commission. And you will see that it has updated to 100% and it's updated to green. If you have any fees that need to be deducted off your deals, a marketing fee, an admin fee, to add those new commission entities, you go to Profile, Users, and if you scroll to the bottom of the page, okay, if you go to the bottom of the page, Commission Entities, this is where you create or remove your commission entities. Okay, but it's very, very important that this commission table is complete. Okay, so once you've completed this page, you would click on Manage. You then have the option to send it to your bond consultant and to your attorney channel. It's up to you how you want to manage your office. There are some offices that send the bond application first to the finance channel, and only once it's approved do they send the deal through to the attorney channel. There are some offices that send it through to the finance channel and the attorney channel at the same time. It's up to you how you want to manage your office. I'm going to show you how to send it to an attorney. Sending it through to the finance channel is exactly the same. And when I click on Send, I'm going to jump from Manage to Attorney. Okay, this page displays all of the attorneys that you've added to your office. Select the attorney that you want to send the deal through to. Select the person, and you'll find that I'm still on attorney. It just keeps updating. It then displays who you're going to send it to and what documents you're going to send. Now it displays who you've sent the deal through to, not accepted yet because they haven't accepted the deal yet. And the message log, this is where all the communication between yourself and the attorney is going to appear. So I've sent the sale agreement through to the attorney on this date and at that time. Let's say I forgot to send a document. I'd click on Send Message. This is how you communicate with your attorney. You don't use your email client at all. If you upload a file, it will be saved under the Documents section. Click on Send Message. Okay, so you'll find that the email will be sent to the attorney's inbox, and a copy of that email is saved in this section here. The way Fusion communicates with your attorney is via email. Your attorney does not need access, or they don't have access to Fusion at all. They don't need access to any other software. Everything is done via email. So the only thing that changes for your attorney is that they are going to be replying to emails from Fusion as opposed to emails from you. So as I mentioned, everything is done via email. Let me show you how simple it is for the attorney to receive an email. This is what the attorney receives. A link. They click on a link, it opens up a web page with the big green button telling them exactly what they're going to do. They select the email address, send confirmation, and that is it. That's all the attorney needs to do. Once they accept the deal, they will be sent a second email with all of the attachments. If I now come back to Fusion and I refresh my page, it will change from not yet accepted to accepted by attorney. And if I scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll find that there's a new message log from the attorney. So that's the way Fusion works for your attorneys. Another feature the system has is it sends emails on your behalf. Remember previously when we went through the Profile tab, I said I would come back to the Settings tab. Automatic update requests. What the system does for you is it sends automatic update requests to the attorneys and to the bond consultants. So in my office, every 14 days, and you can change the frequency in your office, every 14 days the attorney is going to receive an email asking them to send an update on the registration. And when they reply, the reply will be saved under the message log, and these people on the left will get an email as well with that reply. For the bond consultants, they will be sent an email every 3 days asking them for an update on the bond registration, and that will also be saved under the message log. And these people over here on the left that you have selected will also receive an email with the reply. Okay, so that is the Attorney tab and the Finance tab. If we go back to Manage, sending it through to the Finance channel is exactly the same. Our two standard tasks are deposit due and bond approval. You can create as many as you like. I'm going to add another task for, let's say, a rate cert, and I'm going to add in due date, and I'm going to add in a due date for the deposit as well. So the system also sends reminders for you on the deal tracking tasks. So if we go back to profile settings, the automatic update requests is for the attorneys and the bond consultants. And the task reminder settings, this is for this section here, which is your deal tracking. 4 days before the deposit is due, these people on the left that you have selected are going to receive an email saying the deposit is due in 4 days. If the task is not marked as complete, then these people on the left will receive an email every 2 days once the task is overdue, telling them that the task is overdue. To mark a task as complete, it's as simple as edit task, mark as complete. You can edit the date if need be. If you add notes into the section, then it will display in the report section. File status. Most officers mark their deals as conclusive once the deposit and the bond has been received. And then we have registered and collapsed. When you mark a deal as registered, the deal is locked, and if you need to, for obvious reasons, once the deal is registered, nobody should be fiddling with numbers. So if you need to edit those numbers for whatever reason, we ask you to contact your head office. Head office then sends an email to Fusion, allowing them to unlock the deal. So we've chatted about manage, finance, attorney. Messages, this is where you would communicate with the rest of the parties, which is the buyer, the seller, and the agents. To send them an email is the same as the attorney and finance tab. Select who you would like to send an email to and click on send message. This page also displays messages sent, but emails sent from this page are sent from a no reply email address. So what I suggest is at the top of the message that you want to send in big block letters, I would tell them, note that this is a no reply email address, or give them an alternative email address that they could reply to. You're also able to send SMSs. And then the documents tab is where you would upload, as I mentioned previously, and store all of your documents. Okay, so that is how you would capture a deal and send it through to your attorney and your bond consultants. Okay, the last section I want to show you is the report section. Managers have got access to all of these reports. Admins have only got access to my commission earnings, my commission voucher, and the stock report, which is the same reports that the agents have got permissions. If you would like your admins to pull reports for you, then you would either need to bump up their role to manager, or you would need to give them access to your login details for Fusion. And if I go through some of these reports, you won't have any of these reports because these are deal reports and you don't have any deals yet. But if I can just show you some of the data, some of the reports, the data that displays. So for the office performance report, this is the data that displays. You've got your selling price, royalty amount, total com, etc., etc., etc. It also splits the deals into the different status. So here we have pending and registered paid. So that's office performance. Another cool report is agent performance. So you could use, managers, you could use this report for one-on-ones or for your weekly meetings. So if you click on clear all agents and you only select one agent, then that could be for a one-on-one. Or you could select all agents, and let me show you how this report displays. Okay, so this is the report, how the report displays agent earnings, and then it gives you an actual agent performance chart. And then it gives you a breakdown of all of the deals per agent. Client service, this also gives you the details of the buyers and sellers for the listings. So managers, when you've got some time and when you've got data in your office, you can go through these reports and see what can be used in your office. I'm sure that a lot of reports that are created in your office are probably done on Excel, and you will find that these Fusion reports can save a lot of time for you.